procrastination. Do you have it? I know I do. And I've used to have it really, 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 really bad. And it's a very situational thing. I used to have it bad in like in different areas, but when it came to my business, ah, it was huge, 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 huge. And it was a major turnaround for me in my business once I recognized why I was having procrastination and what I was procrastinating about was easy. The what I was procrastinating about was easy, but to change it, to overcome it, the why about it, that was not easy. So, welcome to my Gutsy Gal Truth Talk. I am showing this today. I'm actually on my timeline today, which I'm normally doing this only within my Facebook group or my business page, but I'm here. My sidekick, Marie Maglio, as you see in the comment, if you noticed, that she was supposed to be joining me, but she's having some technology issues on getting in. So, Marie, if you're able to at least listen in and watch, let me know you're here in the comment section. And then you know what, you could be putting your comments in the comment section as we speak, as if you were here live. So we're all good. So procrastination is such a big issue that I think affects all of us. Affects all of us. It affects us in all different walks of life, right? And so, I wanted to come on here today. I was reading an article this morning, and I actually should have had the article so I could cite the article, but it might have been in Psychology Today, but it was a psychologist that was writing the article, and we're talking about procrastination, of course. And so, Marie, in the comment section, let me know if you're here, if you could see me. And we were talking about, it was talking about procrastination, and hold on, she's here. Marie, you're here.
Hey, hey, hey. I got to
Yay!
get you
Yay!
off. You're on my other page here. Okay, it took a minute. Facebook was
Yes,
a little glitchy.
yeah, it is. But the show must go on. So I
Show
came in
must go
here.
on.
I'm warming up the crowd for you.
Yes, I'm
So I was
here.
just saying we're going to be talking about procrastination today. We're going to talk about, so stick around because we are not only going to get into why we procrastinate, how it shows up in our different worlds, but then we're going to show you what you need to do and how do you start to overcome and get through this procrastination. It's not what you think. As you can see, even in here in the points I talk about, it's not time management because most people, right, Marie? What do most people say? It's poor time management skills,
Oh,
which is what
yeah.
procrastination. And that could be true. You could have poor time management, but that's when you look down, deep down, that's not the real reason why you have procrastination.
Prioritization.
Prioritization. Yeah, I love that. Because so many times, I mean, smart, intelligent, capable individuals have procrastination. So, and they manage their time very well. And we all have procrastination. So, Marie and I, we're here together because we recognize she's a top chef. She's a pro. She's a holistic lifestyle expert. She's in all that area, and she has her world of expertise, right? And most of her clients come to her because they have health issues, because they can't get the eating right, and a lot of the lifestyle comes into really your and tell me if I'm wrong, but it's really like, your belief about food and nutrition has a lot to do with it, right?
Yeah, it's your relationships that you have with yourself really comes down to your body image issues, and how you were raised when it comes to food, whether that be a reward or something that you're eating to live or live to eat, that whole
Right.
concept. So there's a lot to that.
So you bring that side of the table. I bring the side of the table that comes from my work with business women. I work with and women leaders, women, in the higher echelon that are looking to really play that biggest game that they can play and really show up in their life and be that gutsy gal, right?
Hmm.
But and we've worked with one another. I've coached you, you've coached me, and that's how we've built our relationship. And now we've been collaborating because we've come to realize that the same blueprint, this same pathway that gets to the results as to be a successful businesswoman. It's the same pathway that could get you results of finding a healthy life and finding an
Absolutely.
energetic life. So we've come here together to what we love to be as disruptors, is to really question the status quo of why we experience what we experience, why we have certain perceptions that we have that are stopping us. Why are we stuck? Why are we still having these issues? Why is the world having so much issues of, health issues, lifestyle issues, energy issues, and then women, why? Because we're so phenomenal, yet, we're stuck in struggle in business, so all of that. And so one of the things that we wanted to talk about was how that shows up when we're stuck is in procrastination.
Yes.
So we wanted to talk here about procrastination. So I want you to put in the comments section, in the comments, whether if you're listening, even if you're watching this on the replay, you're watching the replay, you're watching live. I see a few people here live, although I can't see who it is. So come and say hello. We are friendly, so let's say
Yeah.
hello to everybody. But even say if procrastination is you, if you've ever suffered or been challenged or have had issues or experienced procrastination in your life, raise your hand, say me in the chat, in the comments. And Marie, I'm raising my hand there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, you're raising
I'll
your
raise
hand
two
too, right?
hands.
All right. Just want to make sure we're in the right room here and like we're all being real, and doing on that. So when it comes to procrastination, so many times I was reading this article, it was talking about whether it be small tasks or big tasks. The article was really focusing on small tasks, but it really relates to everything. And they were talking about, well, it's not poor, it's not time management, which I was so happy to hear, right?
Yeah.
The
It's not
article
time
was even
management.
saying, yep, there's a psychologist saying that most people, and they were saying that it's really more mood management. So mood management. So let's talk about, they're saying that most procrastinators are not your happy go-getters.
No.
They are really more your self-critical people. They're
Yeah.
people who worry warts of the world. They're people who, keep looking at it from the wrong place. But, you know, let's take a look at let's take
I
a
mean,
quick look at procrastination. Just tell me in your world,
I could
how
give
does
you,
it show
yeah.
up?
I'll give you a perfect example. So, people that look at, and I was one of those people that was always like, okay, diet, exercise, those words had a negative connotation around them in my world. And I know a lot of friends of mine who have in the past that have put that negative feeling around diet, exercise, eating healthy. So let's take exercise. It's like, okay, they're busy doing other things. I don't have time to work out. What happens is they put the emphasis of a negative feeling towards exercise as it's a chore, it's a burden. And what then in turn happens after that, it now becomes a feeling of a job or chore. And they procrastinate. I'll work out tomorrow, and then tomorrow turns into Friday, then turns into next week. So do you see
Because
that
nobody wants to do a
pattern?
chore.
What's that?
Nobody wants to do a chore.
No, no one wants to do a chore. Typically procrastinators are people that don't want to do. You put the label of I don't want to do this on
Yeah.
it. So right out of the gate,
I don't like doing this.
you put the thought, you have the thoughts, which then create the feeling, and then you have the emotion of like I don't want to do this. So what
Right.
happens is that creates a pattern, and then it becomes a part of your personality and your trait. So now eating healthy or having exercise in your life is not a priority, right?
Yeah. So like, and
So,
that's in the way it shows up in my life, with my clients and even with me personally,
mhm,
was that I'm going to give you the example of reaching out to potential clients.
mhm,
Whether it be picking up the phone and talking to them or going online and DMing somebody and then starting a conversation. And I wasn't doing that. And I was like, why? And in the way it shows up, it's because like, we don't want to appear salesy. I don't want to
yeah,
appear pushy. I don't know what exactly to say. What if they reject me and they don't like me or they think my idea is foolish and What if I make a mistake? I'm a woman. When a woman makes a mistake, they put us on the pedestal. We're put
Yeah.
at a higher standard than everyone else. So that's,
Yes.
a lot of people don't realize that because of that higher standard, that alone makes us be like, oh my God, I got to be perfect. Because if I'm not, if I make a mistake, it's going to be. So those are all reasons why that show up. Bottom line, procrastination,
Yeah.
stuck,
That's
stuckness.
that's an interesting point that you made about being put on a pedestal. Is that I actually had feedback from a male friend of mine that said, they were talking about women and bodily functions, right? And they were like, well, you see, we don't think you guys do that stuff because we put you on such a high pedestal.
See, they know it.
See, and they know it and they admit
They
it.
know it.
And like us women have to live to this standard in so many facets of our lives. Like we can't even pass gas without getting judged.
Exactly. But yet when they do it, it's funny, it's
Yes.
cool, it's
Yes.
good. And
Yeah,
then we wonder
exactly.
why we start to have these feelings and these beliefs that
Yeah.
I can't do this. Why can't I do this? What, like, what's wrong with me? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, if only I was younger, if only I had more money to invest in myself, if only I was skinnier, if only I, if only I, if only, you know? And, and what happens is it just creates this belief that I think lends itself to exactly what you started with, where we start off with whatever task we have to do or whatever uh, result that we want to achieve. We start off negative. We
Yeah.
start off from this place. It's like we don't start off from zero. We start off from like minus 150,000.
Well, and that's the good point. And I think what it is too is that when we have a goal or we want to attain something, right? You need to have the objective. Like, okay, so if you want to be healthy and fit, that is your goal. That is what you're physically trying to accomplish. If you then take what that thing that's actually going to help you reach your goal, if you put a negative connotation on that, sometimes people don't even realize they do it, then you're not feeling it. And then that's where the heart brain incoherence happens. You're not in synchronicity with your feelings and your goal. So that's a huge piece of it, which we get into.
Yeah. So a lot. So in this article that I was reading, what his solution was is that we need to. It's not poor time management. It's mood management.
Yes.
And there's a lot of truth behind that. But is it still all the answer?
No. You can't
Yeah.
just say, "Hey, change your mood," right?
Yeah, and it's a great start. See, changing your mood, if you're able to do that, and you can find these little exercises and you can change your mood. And a lot of people say, well, you got to start asking yourself some lofty questions and ask
Yes.
yourself the right questions. And the question could be like, well, what's one step that I could do to move towards this? What's one thing I can do? What action can I take now? But the problem is that people still won't take action. Or if they take action, they'll take action in that moment, but there's no consistency, there's no transformation. It's all like instant, like maybe get YouTube that
There,
one.
yes, the intention has to be first, right? So if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to have the intention and the awareness has to be focused on that item. That goal has to be highlighted. And
Right.
what I suggest that individuals do, and we're not getting into too much detail, is you have to have the feeling as if it already happened, right? So you have to have the feeling, the joy, the end goal. Feel what it feels like at the end. And you'll be so amazed with how you change your whole perception. And that is the emotional management. Like it has to start at the top, though. It has to start with the intention and the awareness. And then it
Right.
can start bridging into the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, beliefs, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
It's a
because
process. It takes time.
yeah, so if you start with like even Covey says, start with the end in mind, but let's look at this process from start from the end
Mm,
in mind. The end result is procrastination.
yes.
And the reason why you procrastination, because right before that is a behavior, it's the behavior, right?
Yeah.
Procrastination is the behavior. Well, before that is the habits and your beliefs. But your beliefs, if your
Mhm.
beliefs are negative, if your beliefs are I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm what all these different things, or I can't do this, I don't have
Yeah.
time. If that's your belief, that's giving you those negative thoughts.
Mm.
That's giving you the negative emotions that we were talking about and the negative
Yeah.
feelings. And and it gives you that perception of like almost to the point of like, well, why even bother?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, why
It's a
even
vicious
bother?
cycle.
It's a cycle, and we don't even, but the thing is, so consciously we don't even see this perception that we're giving. I want to give this one quick example, because one quick story, like I'm going to promise take 30 seconds. It's funny, but you're not going to, and it has to do with my mascara.
Mhm.
So I get my makeup from a friend, and she ships it to me. I don't even go. I get it online. It's an MLM company. I forget the name of it right now. Unique. And it's like a natural line. So I was ordering mascara, and she says, "Do you want to try the new one?" And I'm like, well, you know what I like. Will I like it? She says, "Yeah, you'll like it." Okay, great. I don't know what I'm buying. So I start to use it the first day, the first few days, first week I'm using it, and it's like a nice thick wand, and I'm like, "Oh, this is
Oh.
cool." All of a sudden, like one day I open it, and all of a sudden I open it, and the wand is like super thin. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, did it fall off? Like, what happened here? Like, I don't understand. So then I went from that to thinking that, oh, my daughter must have used it and returned
Sure.
it with an old mascara, because I have mascaras that look like this.
Yeah.
And then when I asked her, and I'm like, oh, she's just lying to me. I went all, and then I was like, typical of like, "Ah, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to figure this out in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
way, which is what we do. I don't have time to figure this out."
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden I go back and I twist it, and it's on the thick side again. And then one day I finally had the time to look, and I went to question the status quo to figure it out. And I'm like, oh my God, there are two wands.
I was doing. I was like, wait a minute, there's got to be two in there.
I'm literally thought I was going crazy.
And but you see, you blame somebody else. Somebody else
And I was
must have did
blaming
it.
somebody else, and then I was blaming me, and I just thought like I was
Yeah.
totally insane. I'm actually looking in my drawer that maybe I pulled out an old one,
Yeah.
but it's perception. Our
Oh,
perception
great.
was, so question everything,
Yeah.
everything, and this is the perception. So twofold solution here. First solution is you were talking about in the emotions. Go a little bit deeper in that of how emotion management is really a way to overcome procrastination.
Yeah. It's really just placing their feelings, thinking about it before they rush to judgment on what a certain task is going to look like. Think about what the end result was going to be and how it's going to benefit you, right?
Right.
And that will change the whole emotion going into that project task, whatever it want to, whatever it may be, right? So,
Yeah. Because I mean, so, and you and I know we've done a lot of brain studies,
mm,
and a lot of neurological studying of what's going on inside our brain. So our brain has memory,
yeah,
and the brain loves to protect us. So the
it
brain
doesn't want to
loves
change.
negative.
Yeah, it doesn't
Mhm.
want to change.
It doesn't want to change. It loves
No.
the negative. It loves the comfort zone. And we
Hmm.
know we need to get out of the comfort zone. So the brain loves that. So we really start to need to reframe. And what you're talking about is reframing
Yeah.
and starting to look at it from a, like, shifting the lens for which we look at it. Like,
Yeah.
so for me, what I started to do was I started to recognize that procrastination. I wasn't picking up the phone when I first started coaching, and I wasn't doing all this. Initially, it was because I didn't want to be salesy and pushy, but I'm like, no, it's more than that. I've been a salesperson my entire life. And I went and I kept on coming up with things, and I was uncovering an onion and layers. And finally, I got to the bottom one. And the bottom one
Mm,
was recognizing that this was the first time, even though I've been in sales my whole life, and I've won
mm,
sales awards, and I got a poster on my wall about selling a product that became $1.1 billion in
yeah.
performance. We
Mm,
sold over $100 million in commissions on this on Wall Street. I mean, I have got a tremendous track record in sales. I mean, I worked in the gym when my kids were really little, when I was in between Wall Street and trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grow up. I was, you know, I loved fitness. I used to be a bodybuilder, so I love gyms. I'm comfortable, so I started selling gyms. I part time doing gym sales and gym memberships, which is mostly what 18 and 19-year-olds do full time for a living. Well, I was doing as much as they were in half the amount of hours. So I've been around sales world. But what I found while I was procrastinating is I never sold my own intellectual property before. I never sold me. I
Yeah.
sold me through the lens of other products and people. But that was like, whoa, talk about Lifeboat Moment. It was like, oh my God, I have a trouble selling me. Well, what does that mean? So now I'm like, I have worthy issues. I have value issues. And it was all covering that. And then I also uncovered, so now when I started to recognize it and uncover that, when I have procrastination comes up, I know I value fun, I value freedom, I value fulfillment. I'm like, well, how can I make this fulfilling? How can I make this fun? And by me asking that simple question, how can I make this fun? I start getting answers. And now I'm tapping into my intuition, I'm tapping into the universe, I'm tapping in like to be me, my authenticity of who I am. And then that just shifting me in my emotions,
Yeah.
shifting me in my feelings, that fun. And so I know what motivates me. So the fun allows me to shift my feelings. So I can start to go. Now, going, a couple of years forward, I work on this all the time and working with you about like, no, you need to just be like that all the time. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I thought it was
totally.
only when things weren't working out for me.
Yeah. I
So
think
I'll
we
come
just
to
have
learn.
to start, and I think that's what it is. It's the aha moments. A lot of us are have yet, even though we've had aha moments, there are so many more that life has to offer. We just have to be in a place where we can accept them and understand them. So I know we're pressed on time. We don't want to go
Yes.
too long, but that's the key, and that's what I'm really excited about. Is that my aha moment was when uh, I was, teaching people things and I wasn't living by them. So that's like, okay, I have to have more self worth and I have to go deep. And I did. I had to change my view. I had to literally take from a telescopic lens to a microscopic lens and look at myself and my patterns and my thoughts from a non judgmental point of view. And
Key.
that's key.
Hmm.
And the procrastination stopped because
Yeah.
then I became a priority and everything that I wanted became a priority. And
Right.
that's it.
Because you got to know who you were really clear. You got to know what
Yes.
you wanted. You got to know,
Correct.
you got to overcome some of the barriers that and the
Yep.
beliefs that were lies that we believed and the perceptions
Mhm.
changed and who we identified ourselves to be, then
Yeah.
change these emotions. And that's what it came to do. And that's why, so Marie and I have been talking about this. And as we said earlier, that we recognize this is your pathway to getting unstuck, to breaking through procrastination and all other areas in your life, whether it be your health and fitness, your relationships, your confidence, your career, your business, it's all the same. And so, what Marie and I have come to do today together, because we're so passionate about this and so helping about this, is that we created a workshop. We created a workshop where we could give you now the exercises, the simple exercises that you can do to overcome this, to make this change. Because it's one thing saying change your view. It's one thing saying
Mhm.
shift your, uncover your inner barrier. Let me tell you, uncovering your inner barrier, doing that stuff alone, it's almost nearly
Good
impossible.
luck.
Good
Let me know how
luck.
that works out. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll bring out my old Brooklyn. Like, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
So we put together this beautiful workshop. It's and what we've called it is success mastery for today's woman. It starts next Friday. It's March 26th and March 29th. It's a 2-day workshop, but yet the way we structured the hours, you could still work. So
Yeah.
you can get your business in. It's 5 hours, but you have morning time to work out. Monday doesn't even start to 2 o'clock, I think, right?
I believe so,
So
yeah.
1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, but you got the whole morning where you can work, get your stuff done, take care of the family, the kids, everything you need to do, and do that. So let me give you the link because, like you said, we're all going on time here. One thing you and I got to work on is
We could
we
just talk forever about
we
stuff
can talk
because
forever.
we love it. We live
It's
it and
what
love it.
happens when you're really passionate.
Yeah.
But this is the link. It's self mastery. It's about self mastery for for today's woman. It really is, for the woman that wants it all, the woman that, you want it effortlessly too. Oh, tough word sometimes.
It's gonna be
Okay,
hard work. Don't get her wrong.
we're going deep.
I'm gonna come at it here. It takes a team and it takes work.
Yep.
And if you're willing to put the work in, this is nothing like you've experienced before. And I don't want to sound like a cliche,
Right.
but us coming together doing this, we want to shape so many women in a way that changes your mindset about even what we just spoke about here, procrastination. You're going to look at things through a totally different new lens. It's going to be
Absolutely.
awesome.
So put it in the comments here. I would love to hear your takeaways. I'd love to hear some ahas. And we have some beautiful women that are already registered in this workshop. We're just looking for those few extra that it's just so ideal for. And we were offering these bonuses in previous when we were promoting this. We've done a webinar with all these bonuses. If you share this video and you come and you want to check out this workshop, you share this video. I didn't even ask Marie this, but she might. I'm sorry, Marie, but I'm going to offer up bonuses.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, good. I'm going to offer up bonuses to anyone who shares this video with people and say, come check out this workshop and join us. So I am doing a beautiful assessment and a coaching call on uncovering your money blocks. So when we said there's so
Yes.
many blocks and stuckness, so
And I'll
procrastination,
be yeah, and I'll be
and
working
you're going to be
on
doing that.
it's a beautiful little intake very quickly to get you in tune with your body to see what foods we're going to gear you towards, and that's going to be with a consultation. We're going to go over your results, and I'm really excited to open your eyes to a new way of eating, really.
I lost 12 pounds by doing that, by
You know, I
changing,
lost nine
cutting.
pounds. I'm going to tell you, I just lost 9 pounds in 3 weeks because I'm doing a challenge with a couple of friends of mine. And, even though I live this lifestyle, I'm like, what the heck, because like my problem is, occasionally I get too busy and I don't eat enough. So that could work against some people too. And that's what's so unique about what we do is we can get into all of that.
Right. My problem is I'm married to an Italian
Yeah, well,
who's only
yeah.
150 pounds and he could eat anything he wants as he thinks and says. So he does a lot of cooking. An
Sure.
Italian that cooks. So seriously, we are going to uncover the beliefs. We're going to uncover what's not working. Why just changing your thoughts, change your life, change your beliefs, change your life. All of that. You've tried all that,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. We're going to uncover that. We're going to show you. We're going to go dive deep into the emotion management and into this new business model about your identity perceptions. You got to work from the top down. If you just try to change your behaviors, nothing will change above. It'll just it's a band-aid, and most of the time it'll just leave you with confusion and frustration. We're going to go into really what it is about who you are and that self-love and how you can bring that to the table to overcome your stuckness. We're going to go into self-mastery. Really, so much we're going to cover in these 2 days. It's just mind-boggling. So glad you're here. Put it in the comments. Put in bonus. Put bonus in the comments. Write the word bonus, and the two bonuses together are close to $1,000. And this workshop it's minuscule. It's nothing, really, to do it. So self-care mastery, WW, it is case sensitive. Even the B in bit.ly needs to be lowercase. A lot of times that's the mistake a lot of people make. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Share this, get the bonuses, come ask us questions, find out, get your answers, DM us, however you want to reach out to us. But this is important information that I think all women need to know.
Let's go, ladies.
Yes. Thank you, Marie,
Thank
for being
you.
here. See you all later. I
See
am
ya.
off to a conference.
Oh, nice.
Listen, I keep growing. Take care, everyone.